So yeah, like we said, it's finding the time index that's closest to the time that we're interested in. And then we're interested in these 4 points in time, so it's looping through 1, 2, 5, and 10 minutes. If we forget about the squeeze real quick, kinda, it's like if we took, what would be a good way to describe it? Yeah, well, it removes like any sort of one-dimensional stuff that doesn't do anything for us. Um, like for example, here, if we're just doing 1 point in time, the dimension of this thing is just equal to 1, and it'll preserve it in the temperature matrix, but we don't really want it because really what we're trying to do is plot only 3 dimensions. So if we give it like 1 point in time, the size of this thing is going to be 1 comma 30 comma 30 comma 30, or however many nodes you have on there. But we want to remove that dimension of 1 here because it doesn't do anything. Yeah. And once we do that, we've got a 3-dimensional matrix instead of a 4-dimensional. And the reason we do that is because a slice command requires a 3-dimensional matrix. Let's see if this demonstrates it. B is equal to oh, that did work. So check out the size of B. It's kind of strange because that first dimension doesn't do anything. So what I could do is make a new one, C, and we're going to squeeze B, and we're going to get rid of that first single dimension. B, I just made a series of 1s, but the command that I used was this one. So I made a matrix with a dimension of 1. The first dimension was 1, and the other 2 dimensions are 3 and 3. But we don't want that dimension of 1 in here. So the idea behind this is we just want B to be a 3 by 3 and not a 1 by 3 by 3. So it's removing like dimensions that don't do anything for us. So we do that. See if we use the command squeeze. Here we just get rid of that first dimension. Now we can do size of C, and it's a 3 by 3 without that 1 in front of it. So we're doing that here to change that time from a 4-dimensional matrix to a 3-dimensional matrix at some point in time, that temperature one. So then what I'm doing here, this D1 is the depth of the steak, so I'm doing it a quarter of the way through it and then 3/4 of the way through it. This slice command, I'm using the squeezed version of the temperature, so this is a 3 by 3 by 3, so a 3-dimensional matrix. And then we loop it twice. The first time we're going to slice in a quarter of the way into the steak, so that goes into here, 0.25 times D1. And these two mean, well, we're just going to slice through the rest of it in the other 2 dimensions. So there's some fancier stuff you can do, but in a nutshell, so I sliced twice, and then now I slice twice in the next dimension and leaving the other 2 blank. And then I'm slicing twice in the other dimension. So one at the one end and one at the other for this third dimension, which is the height of it. So we're going to show the bottom and the top of this stake. And then here, the pattern is I'm doing it within the Z. So, so really that's kind of what I'm doing. I've got a lot of, there's some fancier like formatting stuff to make it look pretty, but that's what's going on in a nutshell. So. Yeah. So if you can get this, yeah, if you can get this to work, add it to the end of your code because you've already got the temperature, this temperature vector now that you've gotten the loops to work. So give this a shot and see if you can get it to plot. So.